Hello. Okay, so guys, I am back with the full moon that is happening in Taurus as we speak on November the 5th. And so, you guys, this is about our feelings, this is about our emotions, this is about our subconscious. The things that we are shedding, we're becoming awakened to, we are letting go of, all that great stuff, right? And it comes in the sign of Taurus to where tradition, our quality of life, our possessions, our materials, what we prefer to have, what we value, where we feel comfortable, where we're in our most physical form. Taurus definitely represents society. And in aspects of society. So I might live in a place to where I'm familiar with my community, the way that we do things, the food that we eat. That is my society. You're used to yours. That's your society. And we recently, well, more than recent, this has been the past 8 years now, where we've seen societies collide in the expansion of that and the awareness of that more than ever when Uranus transit Taurus. However, Uranus came out of Taurus and started transiting Gemini, to where, the things open up a little bit. We are ready to perceive and have more understanding about these society clashes and changes and differences, right? However, Uranus is about to retrograde back into the sign of Taurus on November the 7th. So this full moon, this is why I want to highlight it, because I'm throwing in Venus here as well. Okay, Venus entering into the sign of Scorpio. So when we are understanding what we are shedding and what we are emotionally moving through and what we usually attach ourselves to, okay, with Taurus, it's saying, okay, yeah, do the right thing, uphold this tradition, remain in your comfort zone. Scorpio and Venus in Scorpio is showing where, in order to form certain relationships, make the certain type of money that you want to make, or even see the changes that you want to see in your life, you're going to have to come out of your comfort zone. And it can feel very trying and very emotional. And I'm going to tell you people, I'm going to tell you folks, wherever there's pain, there are transformations and changes is happening. And when we allow that pain, whether we allow that pain to change us and transform our lives for the better, some of us can allow it to take us to the place where we don't want to face those emotions. And we deal in situations, toxicity. Okay, a little bit of toxicity is fun. People don't like when you talk against or speak against toxicity when dealing with other people, because they feel like, well, toxicity is fun. When I'm in abusive relationships and stuff, it's fun because, granted, abuse takes place on different levels. It's not just about always someone physically abusing another person. It could be emotional. It could be games. It could be ploys. Emotional games. It could be emotional ploys. It could be extreme, dealing with extreme narcissism. I'm gonna give you guys an example. One couple that, and I don't even know how they're a couple for real. How they're a functioning couple. Krishan and Blueface, because he just got out of prison. And the type of shenanigans he's already starting with. And people could say, okay, well, you're making money they're making money. Okay, granted, that's true. However, it's still an unhealthy exchange of events in order to do so. And listen, I'm not going to say I'm sitting here being the judge, because I feel like people think they believe, especially in this day and age, that they got to do what they got to do. However, in the long run, looking back on this stuff is not going to be something that they're going to be proud of. I'm sure of that, especially Krishan. I just don't see it. Okay. So believe it or not, there are lots of relationships and interactions that people take on and partake in that is just like Krishan and Blueface. Believe it or not. because they feel that that's fun. They feel that it makes them, they're bored. It gives them something to do. However, it's to their demise. So this is how we're looking at this. This is how we're looking at, and throw in the money factor, the financial factor. It's, you know, you have to ask yourself the question of, okay, so when is all money good money? Why can't we elevate in taking the money that he's already made, Blueface, that he already has access to? Why can't he take it and elevate himself and elevate the people in his surroundings by creating a project, working on something that, or investing in something that someone else has that can better people and things of that nature? Okay, see, this is where I lose people, because it's like a lot of stuff that people don't really want to hear when it comes back around to shedding the light, the spotlight on ourselves. People don't like to really hear that type of stuff, even though every day more and more, and this is what this trend is about, we can escape ourselves. We cannot look around this world right now. Let's just like look around and see everything, how things are falling apart, how the oceans are polluted. And I mean, just the aftermath of humanism, and say, none of this is my problem, even though we inherited it from our ancestors. And the youth, baby, the youth at this day and age is making us see that. I spoke about this before. When you when you are depending on your child to carry on this great thing that you built, carry on your name, carry on the vision you see for them, that you saw for the family, that you see, they might pull a stunt to where that's not what they show up as. That's not what they do. And now you're left with holding, and some of you guys, this could have been the way that you this could be your experience with your parents as well. But now you're left with holding this position of questioning everything, even yourself, as the system breaks down. Okay, so let's go back to this full moon, because how does it relate to us personally, right? But you realize collectively, when things happen to us on a collective level, it affects us personally. You understand that? When people can't get paid, it affects us collectively. When people behave in a narcissistic manner, when they're just like demons, oh, I'm just going to go out and I'm going to mistreat people just because I was mistreated. It affects other people. It affects us collectively. When people fight and war over belief systems, it affects us collectively. You see where I'm going here? Okay, so this full moon in Taurus, though, let's go back. Let's go back, because this full moon in Taurus is asking the question, is bringing up and really having people in a way lose things, or what it seems like you're losing is actually in order to transform the situation, in order for you to gain. But there's a twist, because if you think about Taurus and you think about society and you think about the physical, you think about manifestation. And this is like the universe's way of bringing in and helping us understand how we bring in change to physical form. Guys, we see this everywhere when it comes to healing techniques that we could do, preserving youth, okay? Preserving youth. And we see this more and more. I seen some video of some woman in like her 70s walking around looking like she was no more than 40 something. Okay. So we see this. We see this in other ways that we can make money. We see this in understanding humanitarianism, helping other people. Okay, so Because guys, there could very well come a time where people may say, okay, well, you know what? I have this, these products or these goods. What do you have? Okay, let's trade them. Hey, let's make our own. Let's trade them. Versus dealing with a lot of these big time companies. And I'm not saying this could be somewhere in the future, but I'm just saying dealing with like a lot of these big time companies that do not have our best interests in mind altogether, or trying to, find ourselves stuck with these companies, with the ways of producing, with these products and services and stuff of that nature and possessions, and coming out of that understanding and waking up to be like, okay, so what can we produce? What can we invest in to do so? Okay, so it's really trying to shift a lot more power into the hands of people. But we have to listen. This is somewhere that we got to get to, but we have to do the proper work on ourselves first. So there's a purge that happens, right? Because people got to wake up. The full moon in Taurus is part of that, because subconsciously, this is what we're becoming aware of, or that subconsciousness coming to the forefront. And so what are we letting go in this area to what physically entraps us? Some things we got to deal with, but I'm talking about like in a way of transformation, what physically entraps us or takes our power away from us. This is even some people waking up to their just true core value, the value of who they are and what they represent and what they bring to the table. Taurus is ruled by Venus. This is relationships. This is money. This is infatuation. This is obsessions. Now, possessions, obsessions to possess, obsessions. Let's go back to this. Because obsessing is an active way of manifesting, but blocking conscious manifestation. Okay. And when I say manifesting, this is what I mean. People bring in stuff all the time. And when you bring it in through obsessing, meaning, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna get this. I don't know if I'm gonna get this. I don't know if I'm gonna get this. I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know if it's gonna. You manifest things, but you manifest things in a very indirect way. Things just pop up. Manifesting from another place. Manifesting without that obsession allows you to be more in control of what it is that you are manifesting. Like you're actively manifesting from your conscious state of being. Okay, and when we manifest from our conscious state of being, it looks a lot different. You're able to pretty much bring in exactly what you need. And it's through alignment, a vibrational, energetic alignment. Maybe some of you guys get good enough one day to manifest beyond that. Okay, we got different things work at play, like different things in our birth chart at play as well, and timing too. But just because timing is there, it does not, timing for certain things, it does not say that you cannot manifest. When I say when things that we need, because people need things at the time that they need them. Okay, so anyways, but there's protocol, there's levels to this. And you know what, guys, I feel like that's where I'm going to start focusing a lot of my time on developing information to help you guys understand this more instead of just putting it out like this. Okay, so that's going to be something that I work on, that I have knowledge of. However, I'm doing my own experimentation as well. But the key to it is to not necessarily focus on anything. What you do when you focus your intent on a person, like the specifics that we really cannot control. And one thing that you really cannot control is another person, right? And things the way that they are. So you might say, okay, and this is as you're working through it. And you know what? I don't want to give too much information, but you might be blocking your manifestations by focusing too much on trying to using your manifestation techniques to control things and people. Like, no, that's not what we want to do. Okay. And I'm going to talk about that more later. However, a very big part of this full moon, with everything else in alignment, we got Uranus doubling back into Taurus November the 7th. that's acting on this even more is like the fuel. And what you have to understand is you have to be able to put yourself in a place of the unexpected. Handle your emotions. Every chance you get, when you come across, use other people to reflect your growth, to reflect, like to do the experimentations and the tests. I'm telling you, 9 out of 10 times, when you're in contact with other people, you're really viewing parts of yourself. Trust me when I tell you. And a lot of people don't like to hear that because they're like, oh yeah, well, when I'm around abusive people, I'm viewing parts of myself or observing parts of myself. When I'm around people I don't like, I'm observing parts of myself. Yeah. Different levels of yourself. Different levels of your energetic blueprint and the vibration that you're on, according to certain responses that you have, according to who you are. Because you could take yourself and you could be something like the silent treatment, or like not giving a response could definitely be good for somebody who typically does emotionally respond or react outside of their control. But for someone who typically doesn't, that won't work for them. They have to be willing to maybe show their anger, but not to the point where it controls you. But if you're a doormat, or you usually let stuff that you want pass you up, you might have to demonstrate a reaction to whatever is being presented to you. You have to present an action where you stand up for yourself. You have to present an action where you take a risk, or all of that plays a part. That's why it's not necessarily a straight shot to certain ways that people manifest, or certain ways that people heal as well, because that's a part of this, right? And even when it comes to letting go of things that we want to let go of, all right? I took a deep dive into y'all's psyche. However, this is the thing, because there is an opposition to letting go of these things in order to get what we really want. And what we really want, it's going to seem like it's grimy. It's going to seem like it's dirty. It's going to seem like, we're being unethical or immoral to ourselves to do this. Because it's like, okay, well, how do I abandon this thing over here, or this situation over here, in order to get this over here, or become this over here? And really, and I'm talking to sane people right now, because really you're not, our attachments to people too. You got to think about that. It slaves us and it bounds us to that. Like I have a lot, guys. And that I could probably possibly start talking about more too, but this is the thing. Let's come back on here. The transformation process could look like a lot of things. But what is open is what Venus and Scorpio is challenging us to do is to say, okay, so the changes that I need to make, that I consciously need to make, calls for me to maybe not care what it looks like to other people. Could cause for me to, let something go in order to get something else. Could cause for me to face my psychological challenges and emotional challenges and attachments. It's a deep transformation. A deep transformational process is going on right now. Venus in Scorpio hits our dark side. So a lot of people are going to see them, fight these demons and be awakened to your dark side in order to use it for what's best for you, or for your changes. Because I'm going to tell you, there's no need for naivety here. We go out in the world and we, especially now, a spiritual warfare, we face situations and we face people all the time that you cannot just entrust, and you cannot play kid gloves, like go back and forth, put on the kid gloves with. You have to Your power has to show. Your power has to show. You have to reveal yourself when it's time. And I feel like a lot of the ones, especially the people that are here to challenge narcissistic behavior, to challenge the status quo. That's a war that you go up against when you go up against people that is locked in to that paradigm. You think it's easy? No. That's why people stay hidden and, operate underground or secretly. Some of you guys might really transform as you value yourself, as your value increase. I don't know. You might transform something into big business or healing yourself, healing other people. Yeah. Halloween just took place. And I'm not really being romanticized about a lot of these transits because, y'all, we can know the truth about stuff and still think positive about it, because we do it through conscious change. Okay? Because just when you thought you could get comfortable, here comes Uranus retrograde in Taurus, baby, November the 7th. The unpredictable that can go in your favor out of nowhere is about to happen. Okay, so I'm going to do each sign, starting with the sign of Pisces. So go find your sign and listen up, baby, and like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to keep coming back with these transits. Oh, and other videos as well. Thank you. Okay, hello, Pisces. So my whole goal is to keep this short and sweet. So full moon in Taurus, what are you letting go of? Okay, so things, your mental thoughts, communication. Some of y'all might have to let go of a sibling that you have been trying to talk to or advise, and they're not listening. Cousins, family members, close family members, your immediate environment. So some of you guys, you were too much in your comfort zone, and you need to step out of your comfort zone. The way that you usually travel, the ways you usually do things, the way that you usually operate in your immediate environments, familiarity is something that you might have to let go of, or an aspect of that you have to let go of, right? Because it's happening in your third house. And some of you guys may really have to speak up. And another thing, watch what you're saying. Because with Taurus in your third house, and we're talking about the changes that's about to take place for you guys, with your Uranus retrograding back into that third house, it can put you in a state of confusion to where you're just like, okay, so I thought I wanted to go this route, or I thought it was going to happen this way, and it's not. And then you start talking negative on top of it. No, whenever you see these changes happening, allow them to come, but speak what you want to come out of it, what you're trying to get to receive into that. Speak life into that. Okay? So definitely somebody that you possibly haven't communicated with in a while, or people coming back around. Okay? People that you may know. People that like I said, siblings, cousins, stuff like that. Some of you guys might start frequenting or being invited to go out with these people, or be in your same environments. I say that you got to challenge yourself a little bit to expand past your usual or typical. And even if you have to tell people like, I don't do that anymore, that is also fine. I don't do those things anymore. I don't go there anymore. All right. Now, what is this? And you could be feeling a certain type of way when you think about certain experiences you had, certain things that were said, certain things that you may have known but you ignored, that really put you in a situation or a spot that you're in right now. It's the thing about it is, it's not too late though. Awareness and realizations is the beginning of change. It's not about a shoulda, coulda, woulda. Okay. Now with Venus opposing you. This is the thing, because this is the direction that you want to go in. You want to go towards these new experiences, Pisces. You want to go through whatever this is that's coming up, and it looks dark. It looks seductive. It looks wow, like a walk on a wild side. It looks like you moving forward. It looks like you traveling. It looks like you trying something that you never thought that you would try, or you always wanted to. And this is the thing. You have to. Because love is here, relationships, money, finances. But you got to get rid of an old thought process or pattern to do it. You got to be willing to challenge yourself. You got to be willing to challenge that mind. And you got to be willing to speak up and speak life into these new experiences. Just go ahead and make a decision, regardless of other stuff that comes up. Other stuff that comes up is just other stuff that comes up. It would be no different than any other time. Except for this time, you're not allowing this what comes up to stop you. And the way you challenge that is through the thought, the communication you tell yourself, that you speak to yourself. It's just like speaking to a plant. Because like, I'm really over it when people are like, oh yeah, that's schizophrenic. We'll know if you had an illness or not, a mental illness. You could possibly be dealing with patients that as well. Like if you become a therapist, or you decide you want to go back to school. Okay, Pisces. But I'm just saying, people underestimate the power of the tongue. All right, Pisces. Okay, so this has been a full moon in Taurus. Okay, like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be back with other transits. Aquarius. So you're having a full moon in your 4th house. So some sort of feelings of insecurity that you have been having, you got to let go of it. Even some possessions that affect your finances and your security. You have to let go of that. All right. And you're having emotions behind it, because whatever is interfering with your family life, with the way that you feel, their security. First of all, listen, you can't let anybody else tell you what family looks like. You can't let anybody else tell you what you should traditionally go by, what always works for everybody else, because what always works for everybody else is not what works for you. And yes, will people challenge you on that? Of course they will. But you have to determine whether you're going to live your truth, or whether you're going to let other people put you in an uncomfortable spot trying to live their truth. So something you got to let go of. Now, I'm going to tell you, for some of you guys, it's different things. It could be a feeling. It could be you denying your feelings. It could be certain possessions, certain bills. This is not directly the 6th house, but it's about security. This could be you letting go of your insecurities around your value and what you can have and what you can't have, because you're talking yourself out of something that actually can work for you. Something that you actually want and you actually desire. Okay, so what are you going up against? Your 10th house, public image. Something that you work on over time, that you accumulate, finances, business, actually embracing change. Some of you guys could be becoming a grandfather or a grandparent, even a father with the 10th house. Or allowing yourself to get close to somebody. Some of y'all might need to claim somebody, or somebody need to claim you. And the thing about it is, you're not doing that officially. You make something official. But that Venus is where the changes are. Because come on, Aquarius, like some of you guys, you have to put some sort of value into yourself. You have to work towards something. Build. There's finances there. There's partnerships there. That's where people come in because of the changes. You got a secret crush, or either you're involved with some sort of Scorpio person in a way that can help you do so, or that is here with you as well because it's something that y'all built, or that you want to build, you want to add on, you want to increase. And or there could be changes, because some of you guys, you could come but so far with somebody, and then now it's time to say Venito. But whatever the case may be, like I said, Some of you guys, you got to come out the dark about something. Maybe a person that you're really into. Maybe a situation. Maybe a love interest. I don't know. Something that you want to work at. It's saying go for it, Aquarius. Go for it. Be there. Build it. Take your time. Be serious. But whatever this is causing you to have to mature. And you got to let go of your insecurities around that or associated with that. Some of you guys, you got to let go of something that you felt like you built up, but you didn't really. Or you did, and now it's time to go towards something else. All right. So thank you, Aquarius. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Before you even like the video, subscribe to the channel. You got Uranus about to retrograde back into your 4th house. So where you thought you were secure at, baby, you're not. And this is not a threat. It's just for real. It's you don't rely on that type of security, you know? And you become present more than ever with who you're becoming, the maturing process that you're doing in love and relationships and interactions, because you're seeing that whatever the instability, the insecurities, whatever you're doing is actually impacting your career, your legacy. And it's like you know more than what you're giving yourself credit for here, Aquarius. All right. Thank you for joining me for this video. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, Aquarius, because I will be back for other transits. Okay, so Capricorn, you're having this full moon take place inside of your 5th house. Okay, so there's something that you got to let go of associated with your identity. Something that you might even have to explore or expose or get in touch with when it comes to your skills and your talents. Like you have to develop them. It's something that you can work on. It's something that you could do differently. It's something that you're in your comfort zone too much with what you're giving. Okay. We need to see more. Like you got to dig in deeper to what that is. You're being too much into yourself. You could actually start something that, and I'm telling you, and make money by helping other people or listen, inventing something. And even you need to step up your value about how you see yourself. You're not taking enough risks when it comes to what you want, right? And you need to take a risk towards. We need something solid from you in the developments that you're trying to, whatever you're trying to establish. You could literally invent something. And when I say invent something or create something, all you have to do is get in the mindset of, okay, so what can I create? What can I do? What can I speak about? How can I help? What do people need? You see what I'm saying? And putting yourself around the right people, making changes. You're too much to yourself. You're too much to your comfort zone. You affiliate with the right people, reassociate yourself with people. This is where the money is. This is where the networking is. This is when you go towards your hope, wishes, dreams. Do you see that? Changes are there. Changing up your environment. Some of you guys feel that. It's like, nah, I'm too much. I want to do something different. You want to break outside of what you're familiar with. And you want to do something different, and you can. So you just got to decide to do so. Some of you guys, your lover is your friend or an associate, or you want somebody that's more like a friend. You're tired of dealing with situations to where you're just with people and life just puts you with them because of events that took place. You got somebody knocked up or pregnant, or you you inherit some money if you get with this person over here. It's you want to be free. So some of you guys want to generate money, or you could by just sleeping, just, by while you're sleeping. I mean, this is business. And it could be big business for some of you guys. Some of you guys might meet somebody that where they got money, honey, or they're willing, people do something to where people are willing to invest in you. And it could be through some sort of skill set that you have to share with others. All right, Capricorn, I'm done with y'all. I'm tired of talking to y'all like I'm y'all's parent. I'm tired of talking to y'all. Okay. All right. So thanks, Capricorn. Yeah. And you got changes coming up. So where you think that you about to get comfortable at, in your fifth house, no, things about to get shaken up, and this is what you might have to think about doing anyways. And it's an emotional thing, and it's a dramatic thing. You could be like, oh my gosh, this is all playing out too dramatic and too emotional because you're kicking and you're throwing a fit for these changes that you have to make, but it's pulling you to your passions. Don't you understand that? I'm gonna tell you something. Some of y'all look good. Listen, I'm telling you, it's this one guy, and he's nowhere near me, but still, he's a YN to me, anyways. And I'm like, dude, like, I got the biggest crush on this dude. And he's a Capricorn. He's just living his life, and he's just having fun and doing his thing and making money. But I'm like, no, I need for him. I be wanting to talk to him and be like, yo, like, this is what I need you to do. Take this, turn this into something. You want to break free, but come on now. Y'all are like taskmasters. We need for y'all to invent something. We need for y'all to break free from that. Like, break free from that task masking, karma pulling, crate hauling. No. We need for y'all to live y'all's life right about now. About to meet some new friends, new associates. All right, Capricorn. Thank you for joining me for the full moon in Taurus video. I'm going to fly out to like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I'll be back. Sagittarius. Okay, so Sagittarius. Here we are with the full moon for you inside of your sixth house of work, responsibilities, things that you do, the body, like working with your body. The physicalities, making money, the money that you earn. And listen, I'm telling you, some of you guys, you're not satisfied with the type of money that you're earning and that you're making. And you have Mars and Sagittarius too. Mars is literally just started transiting Sagittarius. So now you're feeling that momentum and you're feeling that drive. It's like kicking in, especially if you needed that energy. And even though it's not your birthday month is coming up. We're in Scorpio season, but we about to be in your season. So this is you preparing yourself for these changes. You might have to let something go, like a job, the way your work ethic, your planning, the schedule. You might feel comfortable because it might be comfortable for you to come home from work and go to sleep or take a nap. You might have to rearrange your schedule some type of way. And in order to make more money, okay? And let me tell you for sure, y'all, something ain't working. And it could be this secret relationship or these secret feelings you have for somebody. Or somebody might have some secret feelings for you. Because it could be, let me tell you, it could be something to where maybe you hook up with somebody. That's definitely there. You possibly hook up with somebody or get into like these entrapments. We don't necessarily want that. But we can see this transform into something a little bit more serious for you. But if you are coming across somebody or you're dealing with somebody and this is the way that it is and your interactions, what it's doing is it's trying to wake you up to something else, something that you're not seeing, some numbness that you have inside of you. Because you need to heal something. You need to become aware of something to understand your innate value. And it's coming by way of other people or by some significant person that you may have feelings for. I don't know. You could have some emotional attachment to this person, you and them. It's not necessarily a one-way street. However, it is a lot showing on your side. Venus been in your 12th house. There's some money around you. There is something that you can do to make money. There is some business that you can have. There is some psychological aspects going on with you that's tied to your money. You have to understand that. And the changes that you have to make to yourself, money is currency, emotion is currency, thought process is currency. The mental. And this is saying, like, what is it that you don't see? because you're entrusting people that's actively working against you. And then you could possibly be missing out on people that can help you. So we have this going on because something, bottom line, Sagittarius, point blank period, something is not working for you any longer. It's not working for you. You don't like the way it's going. And some of you guys are already making those changes. Some of you guys is making, I say, make your changes, like do your thing. Start working towards that transformation. Start seeing if you can tap into that money. Start seeing if you can tap into that psychological part of yourself that limits you because of how you're seeing yourself. I'm going to tell you something. I was talking to, at my job, a parent that I actually have, I have contact with. She was just saying, she was talking about how she's about to get her master's degree or whatever. And then she was like talking about, you know what? I probably won't go towards my doctorate. She was like, it's something that I possibly would want to do, but I probably won't do that because I'm already getting up older in age. Right there, self-defeat. Can I say self-defeatism? Right there. A lot of you guys are holding yourself back. And you can say, okay, well, this is the thing. I was holding myself back because I had to go through these realizations. I had to go through this. Yeah, I see it. People got to go through the ladder of success. I get it. And I feel like if that's the case and you've done everything else, you are about to be something to be like, you're about to rise to your power like never before. Like, it's going to be seen during Scorpio season for real. Especially the ones of you guys that have done the proper healing. It's going to be, you're going to be like a phoenix rising from the ashes, literally. And it's a sight to behold. Woo! Very powerful. And God forbid the person that tries to challenge you. Lots of changes. Some of you guys can have some money that you're tapping into, some type of finances or some type of partner, because I kind of feel like you and a partner could be out of touch. And even if you had to go your separate ways, it changed you both. And there's deep feelings there. It's time to let go, Sagittarius. Some of y'all might have Capricorn placements, because if you do, go look at Capricorn. Like, just what happens if you just let go? Just put yourself in a position where you're like, I just let go. But from a healthy place. Because everything outside of your control is what you're letting go of. But everything that is going to maintain you, is going to put you on the right path, is going to be where you're going to see developments at. That's what you pursue. All right, thank you, Sagittarius, for joining me. Definitely a lot of changes could come into your 6th house, because Uranus is going to be there as well. So changes at work, changes with finances, just a lot. And I'll come back to that to talk more about Uranus and Taurus. Okay, till the next time, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Peace. Hello, Scorpio. So we are back with full moon in Taurus and what that means for you guys. Full moon in Taurus, let me tell you something. It's happening in your 7th house. So there's definitely somebody or somebodies that you need to let go of. Some sort of identity associated with that you need to let go of. And your feelings associated or tied to it. What are you getting out of this situation at this point? And if it's not you letting go of it, you need to access the situation totally different. So there's no need to turn off and not listen and avoid anything that I'm saying right now. Because the whole point is this. I have been talking to you guys about this for so long now. Now it's getting to the point. It was approaching you is to where these changes are just going to happen automatically, because it's going to be stuff happening that you really cannot ignore. Okay. And I'm going to tell you what it's doing, where you have to look at your relationships, you have to look at your partnerships and people you're interacting with. What it's sending you a signal about you. And where you're getting embarrassed, you're feeling some type of way, but you can't really show it because you have to hide your true feelings, or you have to, you're sacrificing something. You're sacrificing the wholeness of yourself. And if you don't know, I'm telling you, you're sacrificing the wholeness of yourself for bits and pieces and fragments of somebody else, or some of y'all might be exposing some people because that's what you do best too. But something you're sacrificing, like the wholeness of yourself, for bits and pieces, for fragments, some of you guys, of some possessions, of someone else, of some other person. And let me tell you, because Scorpios have this thing to where, that's why, like, Scorpios hold on so tightly to stuff even when they don't need to. But it's this thing to where it's black or white. It's like, oh my gosh, it's an extreme either or extreme or. You have no room for in between, and that's what catches a lot of you guys up. You get caught up there where, there's no room for in between. It's like, okay, well, if I can't get anything out of it, or I can't, if it caused me some sort of pain that I cannot really transmute in my control, then it must have not been good for me. It should be something that I should denounce, or I should forget. However the case may be, even though you really can't forget things. Example. So I watched this Scorpio individual that, like I talked about him before. He kind of exposes Umar Johnson, the public figure that's supposed to have been creating or making this school for young black kids, young black boys, right? That was his whole thing. He still talks about it, whatever. That's a Leo. We go into Leos with that, But Lennon Honor, Scorpio that he is, he does a fabulous job in knowing all the freaking details and exposing Umar Johnson. And, I love it. I love it. Because I'm like, God darn, see, that's what I like about Scorpios. That hidden intelligence and passion, and that all that stuff that y'all be knowing when you are focused and layered in. I don't want y'all to ever be don't be focusing and lasered in on me. However, if you do, I don't give a flying flip, because me as a Gemini, I don't care. I would be like, okay, yeah, I did that anyways. Okay, what? However, if you are going to focus in and laser in on me, make it good, baby, because it's nothing like that. You can't get that nowhere else than when you get it from a Scorpio, So, granted, I know y'all superpower. However, that same superpower could be to your detriment. And Lennon, he kind of shares, and I've heard him say this more than once. And him being a Scorpio, if he's saying this more than once, more than a few times, he is standing on this. This is what he believes. He talks about how his trajectory, like he used to be in the conscious community, to where, you're in there's 5% information, there's these different beliefs, these conspiracy theories. Well, something happened to where now he feels that him being in that positioning slowed him down. The stuff that he's accomplishing now, he could have accomplished it years prior. He could have accomplished it earlier on if he was not stuck in this positioning and he did not go down the wrong path. Okay, so be it. And I'm like, no, actually, if you look at it from my perspective, all of that made you who you are now. Nothing more, nothing less. You see what I'm saying? Quit trying to cut pieces out yourself as if because something didn't go your way it's meaningless. No, that was a part of making him who he is now. So why be embarrassed about it? Why shy away from it? Take it for what it is. Say what fine, I wish I would have never did this. Me, baby, everything. I think that because I feel like he's a little bit older than me, but At that time span, when people were awakening to all this stuff and this information, YouTube was popping off and we was learning stuff, and we were, was there some things that maybe wasn't true on there? Yes, of course. Like, I mean, anywhere, but were there things that were true? But whatever the case may be, it puts us into a position as human beings, as people. It made us see things completely different. It puts us in a position to where we awaken to even question stuff that has been given to us, right? We're in a position to where we are able to question stuff. Before, we weren't even questioning stuff. We didn't even understand or even care to grasp. And it didn't matter. The fact that there's only about, 6 people owning all the broadcasting, and they're all related or know each other in some type of way. And we're looking at all these different channels and stuff. And maybe there's more, but I'm just saying the majors, or they're over it. And now you say, okay, well, somebody like Lennon is like, okay, well, who gives a flying flip? Because it still remains. It still remains, but now we know about it. It puts you in a different perspective. You got those people that's like, okay, so what does it matter? And you got those people that's like, okay, well, I would sure like to know this information because it makes me see the world differently. It shapes us differently. Lennon, the Scorpio that exposes Umar, same to him. What am I saying? So if you're not letting go of a person, baby, whatever that person is reflecting back to you, or these people that you're dealing with, it is showing you about yourself. Why do we know? How do we know this? Because your season is coming up, baby. You're going to have Venus transiting your sign. And what does that mean for you? Money. When money coming to you, relationships, partnerships, bettering those, strengthening those, changing those, that works in your favor. Getting and attracting that works in your favor. So more money, congratulations, Scorpio. But what is in the way with people you're dealing with, or even yourself, that's causing you to stay stagnant? Yes, huge transformation coming up for yourself. But you have to, instead of, form your relationships, attract your money, all of that by way of you. The changes that you make for yourself, the things that you do for yourself, honoring yourself, putting that value on yourself through what you're saying. Letting go of what you don't need. Okay, Scorpios, I'm done. Because listen, y'all want to get this money. Y'all want to get this money in stuff that works, relationships and stuff that works for you. You got to increase your value of how you're seeing yourself. All right. That's all I got to say. All right. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I'll be back. Libra. Okay. So Libra, you're dealing with a full moon inside of your 8th house. Okay. So this full moon, what is it? This is a deep psychological reflective moon for you guys. We're in the 8th house. It's emotional. This is whatever this perceived notion of what you got to be, or what you're living up to, or even abuse that you face in childhood, or just through you devaluing yourself. Okay, let's give a quick lesson and a quick little, let's just give a quick little take on what this looks like. Because the thing about it is, like me, somebody like me, okay, that actually, I find myself like, actually, I can admire a Libra. As a Gemini, I really do feel that I ultimately get along with Libras. Okay. However, listen, what I see and what I know is this. When involved with a Libra, not all of them, okay, because I feel like Libras have good qualities. One good quality that I like about Libras is how they're able to try to balance things back out. But the part that I have trouble with getting over is when y'all throw stuff out of balance. You find conflict. Sometimes Libras find conflict to have where there doesn't need to be any conflict. All because you feel like you're confused. Whenever you deal with an indecisive person, you're dealing with a confusing person, or a person that's confused or allows others to confuse them. But for the most part, I be rooting for y'all. Let's take Cardi B for an example. I have said, because I kind of feel like, no, first of all, not only are Libras intelligent, I like intelligent women. Libras don't play dumb. If you have to play dumb, you do it as a charm factor. Okay, that could be your secret weapon. But hear me out. Let's take Cardi B. I have sided with Cardi B a few times because I'm like, okay, you know what? When she first started entertaining Stephon Diggs, I'm like, okay, you know what? That's good. I'm like, good for her. I'm not going to judge the situation. I could have a lot to say. However, Offset has pretty much cheated on her the whole time. He did whatever the heck he wanted to do the whole time. He has other kids too, whatever. Granted, maybe he didn't have any while they were married. I don't know. But from what I understand, they came before her. But, I don't know the details of that because I didn't really look into Offset. I'm talking about Cardi B. And I'm like, so maybe she's just like, you know what? I don't care. I don't give a F. I'm going to go live my life. I'm going to go do my thing. I can go find somebody else too. You devalued our marriage. So why do I have to uphold it? And I looked at it in a way of, okay, you know what? Okay, women. Okay, lady. Cardi B showing women that, hey, they can make other choices. They don't got to sit there and stick by somebody and just be completely faithful. She's still married to Offset. But I'm just saying, if they're not showing that as well to you, to us, however you want to put it. And then it's like, I thought like something kept emerging because, okay, she gets herself on Diggs and I'm like, okay, they're just having fun. She is pregnant by him and I'm like, okay, this turned a little bit more serious, but you know what? This happens all the time. Like, it's still on this thing with the men, men, a lot of them do this all the time. And then I'm like, so on one hand, I'm looking at Cardi playing this karma thing, like playing this judge and dealing out, issuing out Offset his time that he has served. Time served, time he has to serve, or whatever. The penalties for playing with her. And then I'm like, the more I looked, I'm like, no, this looks more like confusion. Like her being confused. Because the confusion part comes in when she goes off and allows herself to get pregnant by this guy. Oh, hear me out. Without really making it solid, whether she's friends with Offset or not, and does she have to be? Nah, I'm not the most traditional type of person. However, I feel like it's better if we make choices from a healthier, a more conscious standpoint. Life don't always happen that way. But with Cardi, the point that I'm trying to make is this. Cardi, instead of going and actually healing and working through what she felt like she was experiencing emotional abuse. Come on. People take emotional abuse that they experience lightly when it really could have affected her on a deeper level. As a matter of fact, right about now, Cardi is going to be looking at everything really for what it really is, like what the leftovers are, and really looking at Stephon like, okay, really? Like, what can I really do with this person? Okay, maybe I can get money off of them for the child, but... And you know what? Cardi can see a pattern of events. Let's say she left Stephon and got with the next guy. How does this help her is what my question is. So, I'm like, wow. Will Cardi continue to pretend that she's happy with Stephon? Like, do we really believe that Cardi's happy with Stephon Diggs? No, we don't. We just wanted her to get this one up. We just wanted her to show Offset that as the wife, she doesn't have to take this crap. But the results, I don't know. I can't judge it. It's like already done. You know what I'm saying? But when you flip it around, you're like, well, do I want to be in that position? No. I can answer that question. No, I don't. And is this a situation where Cardi is still allowing, did she allow Offset to pretty much make decisions for her? Yes, she did. Because he pretty much probably was like, okay, well, I'm in a relationship with you, you're in a relationship with me, and that's what it is. Stefan, same way. Do you think that Cardi just actively made a decision to choose Stefan? No, I don't. However, this is where a lot of Libras find themselves. Find themselves in positions to where they let somebody else take control. They let somebody else actively make the decisions for them in their life. Why? To keep from having to make the decisions. I know, I'm Mars and Libra. And then you get to the point to where you realize you followed someone like off into the distance, and you don't know how you're going to turn around and get back home because you was not paying attention to how you was going to get there. You let them hold the phone. You don't even got a GPS access. You don't know how you're going to get home. Unless you didn't give them your phone and you still had it. Or you can ask somebody else for their phone. And you can say, okay, GPS, let me put in, what is the destination that I want to go? Let me put that in and then let me go that way. This is what you guys have to do. Now, let's go back. Okay, this is what you're finding yourself doing. But let's go back before we get there to the abuse. The abuse that Cardi is either the emotional abuse or whatever that Cardi is either avoiding or don't really know how to face. You see what I'm saying? That's leading her down this path that she's finding herself feeling trapped in. Because, okay, well, along that path, she's gaining possessions. She's being comfortable in not facing these things, right? So it's like, okay, so why should I change? Okay, until you get here with this full moon saying, hey, bringing this through information, like through what you see, where you're at, how you got there. Oh my God. What am I supposed to do? Granted, it's feeling like an opposition because you know that you want something deep and profound. You know you want something meaningful. For some of you guys, marriage. For some of you guys, intimacy, something sacred. You want somebody to value that about you or in you. But they cannot, and you cannot through the wrong people, and they cannot value something about you that you do not value about yourself. Now, that's first and foremost. Okay, this is just real talk here. This is not me. I don't know any of you guys personally. Talking about the scientific aspects and movements of the transit. Okay, if you guys can understand that, you will understand why I deliver the way that I deliver. Nothing more, nothing less. So, what do we have here? Because we do have you feeling like there's something always in the way of you grasping this. And it's always something in the way. It's something in the way. It's some money that you have to make. It's somebody that needs your support. It's, you got to look a certain way. You got to show up. You got to do this. You got to do that. And it causes you to make decisions that are not the best for you. And you feel legit about it until you can't. But by that time, you don't really know how to navigate yourself. Now, so there's money here. There is maybe stuff that you owe or somebody that owe. Okay. Or you're cleaning up. Some of you guys are going to try to clean up your debt, like stuff that you owe. All right. But this is the thing. Whatever the case may be, for the longest time, you have been devaluing yourself through not valuing who you are as your individual entity inside of these relationships and interactions with people. And I'm telling you that in hindsight of it, you have been being used. And it's not hard, Libra, because you allow people to use you for your resources, for what you bring to the table, for what you offer up in order. I don't know. Is it to be liked? Really? We're just finding ourselves. That's all that we're ever doing in relationships. And you represent relationships. And I'm telling you what, that full moon, you're going to have an emotional collapse because you cannot figure out, by God, why are people not valuing what you bring to the table? Because you're giving it up too freely. And you are, in the way that you're making your choices, you're not aware of how you're showing up. Period. And I'm telling you this because what the problem is, one of the biggest problems that you're facing is either vice versa or either or. You are showing up in a manner to where you dish out stuff, but it's hard to take it. Or you're dealing with people that's doing this. Because you're not seeing yourself properly in the interactions that you're having with people, with other people, point blank, period. Now, what does this mean? Because opposing your 8th house, Venus, is going into the sign of Taurus. Even if you lost money, inside of Scorpio, even if you lost money, here's your chance to get it back. Why? Because first of all, you might put together a plan, or you might do something, you might transform or change your debt, like paying off money, stuff that you owe. Making changes to yourself. What you put your time, energy into. How you value yourself. Certain possessions that you want. Certain things you can get rid of. Certain things you want to accumulate. So how do you make that money? How do you team up with the people that's going to help you do that? Or the person. So some of you guys might, if this is not you, it could be a partner or something that you have, or a spouse that changes their life or changes their positioning as well. Or changes is made to them. Or they're working towards that to change their financial trajectory or their where they are. Or you might realize that you want more personal relationships with people. And this is through letting them get to know you for who you are. Through the decisions and the choices that you make. Not because of some gossip you heard about somebody else, or not because of the way that it looks, or not because you're joining somebody's team because you need to have somebody. No. Scorpios can go at it alone. And what you're going to realize is that really all you have is yourself. When you join with somebody else, it's because they realize that all they have is themselves. But together, we make each other better. So some of y'all, maybe this is someone that realizes this, that they don't want to lose you, or whatever the case may be. They might be taking something to a deeper level, but it's more rooted in what you can obtain, what you can attain together, the changes that y'all have to make in y'all lives. Does it put you on the same paths? Does it put you on separate paths? What does this look like? You get what I'm saying? And you have to make the changes accordingly. You have to decide. And you can't wait on somebody else's deciding for you. Making money, your partnerships increase whenever you have some sort of shared values, right? But, or listen, and when I say shared values, maybe y'all don't think exactly the same. But you know that you want success. You know that you want to raise your kids differently than how you was raised. You know you want to prepare for that before you have kids, however the case may be. You know that you want your kid. You may not agree on, we're going to agree 100% on everything. But you know that you want your kids to be healthy and provided for, and to nurture them and to take care of them. That's what you do know. But the changes you make affects your physical, material life. Now, I'm all for giving people changes. Like, you might come up to these awareness and you may not make the changes right now. However, I'm going to tell you, Uranus going back into your 8th house is going to make a lot of these things that you have to become aware of, these unconscious situations and relationships, and how your emotions, how you relate to being intimate and what that means for you and what's real and what's sacred and why you have been affiliating or navigating yourself in the way that you have. You're not going to be able to ignore that, because your brain is going to be coming back, shaking up the way that you feel emotionally. And you could be having outbursts or different things, because you could literally be feeling like stuff is coming up against you. And it's all to help you change. All right, Libra babes. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be back. Okay, so hello, Virgo. Welcome back to your full moon in Taurus video. And the full moon is definitely happening inside of your 9th house of new experiences, right? Of new experiences, different things that you've learned. Maybe some of you guys might be finishing like school or some sort of degree or something that you're pursuing. Or this is the thing, maybe something that you were expanding upon, or you was hoping that there was some expansion or some further way, some kind of progression. That, and you know, when you moving forward, then you may not be moving forward in that direction anymore. You may be literally shifting gears or changing directions, right? So you're going to have to let go of some direction that you were going in, you know. And some of you guys, you could feel that either you're not being too optimistic about it because you don't know the developments, you don't know the outcome or the results, or you could feel like other people are not being optimistic towards you about what it is in the decisions that you're making. They could feel like, okay, well, Virgo, why are you going in this direction, and why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And really, honestly, you can hear them out, but you can't allow them to think for you. Do you understand? You cannot allow people to place upon you their experiences and expect for you to carry on with them like it ain't nothing, which is a lot of you guys are so used to doing. Now, what is happening then? Because this is an emotional, certain things that you've already experienced, it's an emotional pathway. It's not something that was easy for you to do, with the way that life led you and the way certain things that happened that you thought was going to be your future. It took some of y'all some time to let it go that that's not what your future is going to be. So you got to come back and you got to revise some things. Where? Venus in your 3rd house of your mind, of your mental. Okay. You got to lean on the people that's closest to you. I get it. Because some of you guys are like, okay, I don't even know who my friends are. You feel like you could have been backstabbed by your friends, left, betrayed, whatever. Some of these relationships, yeah, maybe so. But some, they can transform. Some of you guys, are you giving birth to some kids, some siblings for your kids? But some of these things can transform. Okay, you got to come up with new ideas. That's where you make money. You got to be able to communicate what what you're thinking, what you want to. Now, Venus, because Venus is here, to other people, to a lover. Communication can solve a lot of stuff, or it can take something. Because let's say you're going to break up with somebody anyways, or whatever the case may be, you're making these changes anyways. Then talking about it and discussing and actually getting this thing sorted out, written down, signed, however you want to put it. This could help the trajectory of how things play out and making it less difficult. I mean, when it comes to communicating, and Scorpio is there, it's going to be hard to communicate certain things. And sometimes you rather not communicate certain things and share certain things. But now, certain experiences that you had is coming to the head of the fact that it affected you on an emotional level, and you need to let that be known, Virgo. Like, you're not a robot. You're opening up, you're expanding, you are bonding with somebody or some people, and it's through just what happened to you. Like, let this transform you. Open up, share, be vulnerable. That's where love lies. That's where money lies. Communication, deep, profound, transformational communication and thought process. Changing the very way that you think and how you show up. It is okay to tell someone, yeah, that hurt me. It is okay to cry about it. It is okay to say, well, you know what? I give and I gave a lot to the relationship, to this situation, and I don't feel like I got what I needed out of it, or I'm getting what I need out of it in return. It is okay to say that. And it is okay to let go and have your own individuality. You can be okay with thinking and coming up with ideas and not letting it lead to nothing. You know? Not letting it lead to nothing, because the thing about it is you are determining who you are, and you're living freely in the process of doing this. I know some of you guys are like, I don't want to live. Like, what is living free? It's a lot of things, because now you can expand on the way that you make money or the way that you do relationships, and it can help you further yourself instead of being stuck to or attached to some sort of way that you think this has to go. Some of you guys might be therapists to people or helping people work through their problems and their situations as well. Come on, we need that. That's how you can make money. That's how you network to people. But the way that you thought it was going to go, you might have to let go of that and just allow yourself to be on the journey. Okay. Some of y'all going to be powerful in your words and things that you have to say. So just own it. All right, Virgo, thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, because you know I'll be back with more transits. All right, Leo. Okay, so Leos, you guys are having a full moon happen in Taurus in your 10th house. Okay, so there's changes at a job or career or something that you're building, that you're working on. Even your very identity, there's something that you're holding on to, baby, you need to let go of. Now, if you want me to be real, this is what I'm coming here for. And some of you signs, I gotta tell you like it is, and you are one of those ones. It's something that you're letting go of. You're at your comfort zone. Your comfort zone, or something that you have worked at. You feel like you worked at for a long time. Okay, you may find yourself letting go of that, letting go of a certain identity, letting go of a certain image, letting go of something that you're comfortable at, how people see you, the way that you do things. Yeah, you might have to let that go. And why? Because a full moon is happening there. It's not easy to do, because Taurus, wherever Taurus is placed, that's what we want to hold on to, baby. Heck, some people may want to hold on to you, but you see, like, I don't know if this is where I want to be. Well, wherever you're at, it's not long term for you. You're done. It's not long term for you. You're just going through the motions at this point, because you need to make a little bit of money. You got to pay some bills, whatever the case may be. But you want to take it up to the next level. And what is it for? Why? What you need to make this, you want to make things more personal, because you're having Venus in Scorpio happening in your 4th house. Family, security, emotions, transformational emotions. And whatever is taking place and happening for you publicly, happen in your career, happening in developments, things that you have worked on over time that you're feeling like is not valuable to you anymore, or you want to step it up a notch, it's affecting your security and what you really want in life. Yes, you're letting go of those things, or you're going to have to let go of those things, or you're preparing to let go of those things by you looking at where you're going to feel secure at. It's more personal for you right now. You've been keeping it surface. It's easy for you to keep things surface, to be seen a certain type of way. But what, Leo, what the hell? You see how I rolled that off my tongue? Off my, what the hell? Does it matter for you to be seen in a certain type of way when it ain't really doing nothing for you? You can't feel, it's not something you can't feel. You can't really feel it. You don't feel secure. It's not really fulfilling you. It's not providing for you in the way that it needs to be. It's not personal. It means absolutely nothing at the end of the day. And you are in positions to where you're starting to feel this. Scorpio being there, that's other people's feelings. That's you tending to other people's feelings. Because Scorpio is other people's ish, other people's money, resources, possessions, right? And you tending to that by handing it over. Through saving the day. Through making them happy. Supposedly. Through to you showing up happy even though you're not. All those things. And this Venus in Scorpio, where it's coming to in your 4th house, this is more security for you. Some of you guys might look into getting a new home, value your home, pricing it, selling it, or either saying, I want to make more money because this is somewhere I'm at. Okay, good, great. But no, this is where I want to be. Changes in relationships. This can't be it. Now, if you're working with a partner and y'all are on the same page, okay, so maybe y'all two might come together and work on something. Accumulating finances. Seeing what that looks like. The trajectory of your finances. But really how you feel. And how you feel, like, that's going to be most important to you. How you feel is how you show up. It's how you make money. It's who you are. It's how you know when you're fulfilled for real. It's how you know if you're content or happy or sad or mad. Who the hell cares if something just sucks? These people, they're not you personally. You got to determine what that is. And this isn't for every last one of you, because I kind of feel like some of you guys, you're here. You get this already because you did work on yourself. But this transit, because this is not me harping on you, but this transit is about you getting real. Wherever Scorpio is, we can't escape. If we want real change there, you cannot escape it. This is an emotional transit. Because wherever there is pain and emotions, there is room for change and growth. And you got to ask yourself the question, Leo. Are some of y'all dealing with Libras? But you got to ask yourself the question, how do you feel? Like, for real. If it's just me and you talking, you could do this in the privacy of your own home or wherever you're at. Other people don't got to see it. How do you feel? And when you just sit there, don't just answer the question. Right? Because I could be like, okay, the first thing, you know how people usually say, well, the first thing that comes to mind, say that. No. I want you to sit there for a second. Like, just sit with yourself. You could be honest with yourself, because there's nobody to impress. There's nobody. I could tell you when I'm feeling like something. I could tell you like, yo, I feel horrible. I feel horrible right now. I don't feel good. That's the first step to all the changes that you about to make. I'm telling you, that's the first step. Because if you are a person that's fixated on something, the way that you stay there is you tell yourself stuff good about it. Like, oh yeah, this is happy, this is great. Oh yeah. Until no. The first steps is to admit how you really feel about it. Because if you can do that, everything that follows is, okay, so if I don't like the way it feels, how does it become better? What do I need to do? Oh, okay. Maybe I'm just feeling bad for today, but this is where I really want to be. Maybe I don't want to be here, but I don't know what else to do. Oh, well, what do I need to do then? What are those steps that I need to take? That's what you're doing. Every step of the way. And baby, Uranus is about to come hit your 10th house. This could be good changes for your career and development, if you allow it to be. But if you don't, it could be a very unpredictable time with the trajectory of how things are playing out. But does that mean that you can't have what you want, what you wish for, and what you want to do? It does not mean that. But for real, some of y'all have to let go of something in order to make these changes. It don't matter how it look. You got to look at this as a freaking lesson from the universe, from God. Okay? If God was to come down or to sit in front of you and say, listen, Leo, here's everything that you want right here. See, I got to show my butterfly case because it's so cute. Here's what you want right here. I'm going to give it to you, baby. You can have it. It's going to require you to do some maturing. It's going to require you to get some doing real with yourself and how you feel, and and being and understand that it's going to require these changes. But you can have it, or you can just be right there where you are and deal with your ego or deal with what it looks like. This right here, even though it looks like things are falling apart and you got to fight your own ego, or this over here. Which one? Either way, it's going to fall apart. Woo! Oh! Okay, Leos. That's all I have for you right now. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I have other transits to cover. And I'll be back. Hello, Cancer. So you're having a full moon inside of your 11th house. I was about to say 5th, 11th house of Taurus. Oh yeah. So you're letting go. You're letting go of like a friend or some associates or associations. Now, this could be because you choose to let go of them for whatever reason. Because you're not valuing the same things in the friendship. But amongst you two. Amongst you people. Or it's because of a reason. Maybe some of you guys are retiring. Maybe you're changing something, relocating, whatever the case may be. That automatically puts us in positions to where we have to change our associates and our affiliations. However, it's changing. It's time for you to meet new people. It's time for you. Life is putting you in places, right? In different places. Okay? To live a life that you actually want. To go after something that you actually desire. However, it's something that you're associated with that you have to let go of. And it's something that you seen kind of pulling away or drifting away anyways. Now you got to go ahead and just free it. Just let it go. They say when you love someone, you got to let them go. And if it comes back, it means so much more. But if it never does, at least you will know that it was something you had to go through to grow. And baby, that's what this is right here. That's what this is right here, Cancer. You're having a Venus transit Scorpio happening in your 5th house of you. It's time to come back to yourself. You're making changes on yourself. This could be why. Listen, when we change ourselves, we go through changes. Sometimes things and people around us change. Our environments change. And it's okay. Especially if you're doing it, living your best life, right? And sometimes We get a little bit worried because people around us change because due to their life circumstances, due to certain things that they're going to through and they're experiencing. And it brings us back to ourselves because it makes us be like, okay, we need to spend time with ourselves. We need to focus more on our individuality, who we are, because we don't have this thing over here anymore. Money is to be made. Where money is, where love is when you can be your unique self, when you can be free, when you can express yourself, when you can follow your heart, when you can take certain risks, right? When you can grasp who you are, you got talents there, skills there. Like you being able to just have fun and embrace life, date, not take anything too serious, or if you're going to take it serious, you're going to take yourself serious because you're not going to allow yourself to be drugged through the mud or just trapped in places and positions and situations that you don't need to be in. And you're going to let that go. You have gone through so much. You have experienced so many changes. And this is just another one to add to the notch. Money's here. Love is here through fun, through adventure. Some of y'all are going to be dating. Some of you guys are going to get closer to somebody because of this. This is something that you're going to have in common. And you got changes coming up to the way that you look. Because some of y'all going to be looking sexy as hell. You see what I'm saying? Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it is what Cancers is going to be saying, baby. And people can get mad. They can talk. They can say whatever they want. You have a right to live your own life. You understand? And you have a right to put focus and attention there. And you have a right to monetize off of that. This is you just upping the value in the way that you feel and feeling passionate and energized and okay with releasing this other stuff. Because let me tell you something, when the plans was being made, when you formed the plans, when you seen the vision, you did it based off of keeping these other people in mind and putting yourself last. But baby, here comes the fun Cancer. Here comes the living life Cancer. And there's no apologies about it. Oh, Uranus is going to be transiting your 11th house by the 7th. Helping you realize even more why you need to go ahead, follow your heart, embrace these changes, and just and completely dive into everything that makes you you. Discovering yourself, discovering things that you like, your talents, and presenting that and expressing that. No, I do not want to go to that place over there. I want to go to this place over here because that's what I like. Okay, Cancer. Enjoy yourselves. You are the sign that I have been telling, listen, baby, talk, speak up, enjoy yourself. Out of all the other signs, if you've been watching my videos. Like the video, subscribe to the channel because you know I'll be back. Okay, Geminis, what is going on? So you are having a full moon take place in your 12th house on the 5th of November, but you also have Uranus coming back and transiting that same 12th house again in Taurus. This is the thing. So you're working on something, you've been working on something in secret, or you may start to work on something in secret. This is isolation. This is alone time. This is healing. And let me tell you, for the ones of you guys that have been working on this healing and you already have, that past previous 7 years that Uranus has been in your 12th house, you have been feeling isolated. So when Uranus goes back to your 12th house to transit it, you're going to feel like coming home, baby. You're going to be like, oh, yes, thank you, God. You hear what I'm saying? Before, it felt very hard. And it felt like you were pushed into this isolation and this loneliness. Even when other people were around, they could not understand what you were going through. Now, you going back there, you're going to be like, oh, this is what I want. Yep, let me go back where I was to myself, because me coming out, I see how discombobulated everybody else is, and they're trying to make me seem like I am. Okay, yep. Leave them to their vices. And whatever is happening, and whatever you're spotting, whatever you already spotted, because you're already mastered in this area, some of y'all might need some more healing. Hey, I'm not going to say who does it and who does, but I'm just saying, go work with me, go with me here. You're going to realize, though, and other people around you are going to realize, though, that they need some healing, that they need to leave you alone and tend to their own vices. Because whatever is happening, you're just like this. Like, okay, yeah, I'm not, don't include me into anything you got going on. I have other stuff that I'm doing. You have something that you could be working on. You're realizing something about your stability. You're realizing something about things that you cannot count on. But even though you can't, what makes you feel that you're at your most stable? What makes you feel that you're comfortable, that you can live the way you, and it may look different. Because for some of you guys, going to go buy a mansion ain't it. Some of y'all want something that is for you, that may be for you, that may be for your family, that you can actually live in, that you can actually thrive in, that actually works for what you have going on in your life. You could care less about the way other people think about it. You want functional stuff. You want to manifest stuff. You want to practice your manifestation. You want to live your life. You want to be able to change things for yourself, even for other people, but for yourself. And you're going to be able to do that. Just keep doing what it is that you're doing, or make the necessary changes in order for you to, see things develop. Like I said, you're going to have this full moon in your 12th house, and it's definitely emotional. Some of you guys could have already cried because of stuff that you lost, or what it seems like you lost, because your awareness is about to hit this 12th house. And I'm talking like it's going to be like something like a missile slamming into the ocean or something, and just like and then for that brief second, whenever this takes place, it's going to show you, it's going to reveal stuff for you. You're already seeing stuff because you're down there where the waters run deep, to where you're seeing other aspects of life and, things that other people cannot see. Use your intuition to your power, to your advantage. You ain't got to argue with nobody. You ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. Just do what you do. It's going to be revealed what needs to be revealed. You do know that, right? Do you have secret people coming up against you? Yeah, of course. You always do. However, are they going to be able to take you on and take you down? Nah. Because the full moon there is you. You are about to release those emotions that you were bound to for the past 7 to 10 years. All of a sudden, it's like you're going to wake up. Things you used to react to, respond to, you're not anymore. You don't give a shit. Oh, excuse me. You seem numb, but no. That's probably how you're being viewed. You do not care. Oh, the power that you possess, and people seeing you see one person after the other come at you, event after event, situation after situation, and you dodging like the Matrix. You getting up, you standing up. They thought you was about to take a hit, but some kind of way you come back again. It's like an action movie that people are sitting up watching when they're looking at you. And you do not give an ounce of shit to even worry about what the hell they think and what the hell they got going on. Major manifesting power. And don't you, for one, underestimate what manifestation means. Because manifesting could just mean you getting yourself out of a situation into another situation that works better for you. It don't have to mean that you're rolling around in riches. But I am hearing Roddy Rich. Yeah. What is happening here? What is this about? What is this about? You work, your work. Because the way, listen, you're focused at work. That's what you need to be. That you off in la la land and just letting things happen, and people getting up taking your ideas, bitch. People working against you for real. People don't mean you no good. People gaining all off of you, just not even valuing stuff. It's like you're just like, okay, well, good. Look, I get this over here, this idea to them, or I'll just let them do this, or I'll just let them do that. No. Venus happening in Scorpio is saying, okay, so what if you're trying to manifest something? What are you working at? Get your health together, transform your body, transform your situation, get more money. Because you might be getting a new job, you might be getting money or a raise, you might be working towards this in order to gain this eventually. Massive transformation when it comes to something that you've been working on. Point blank, period. Where there was a drought or where it seems like things was not going in your favor, baby, it's about to come. It's about to come, work in your favor. Some of y'all got some sort of love interest or secret crush or something like that with somebody that you work with, or they, hey. You and a lover should be able to work together. Hey. You're going to end up getting some sort of support. Something is going to change when it comes to these places, these areas where you're working at, what you're doing, your responsibilities, all that. You got to get serious about them, Gemini. You got to get serious about them. There's money there. There's love and relationship. There's coming together there. But and let me tell you something. Some of y'all looking kind of sexy at work and turning people on or something that you work at, what you're doing, baby. Listen, I'm just telling you. But business, if you want to go into business, you can do so as well. Woo! All right, Gemini. Like the video, subscribe to the channel because I will be back. Hello, Taurus. Okay, so Taurus, we have you having a full moon in your sign. So it's something about you that has came to an end, and now you're picking up and you're carrying on with something else. Okay, so you know what? My cousin is a Taurus and she just got married. So she's no longer single or unmarried. She's married. So now she's picking up and she's carrying on with her husband's last name, or she's picking up, she's carrying on in her relationship. So this is the type of thing that you got going on here, because if there's a full moon, there's something about you ending. The way that you usually present yourself, the way that you usually show up, that's ending. Okay. And there's massive changes that's coming to you because of this, because your Uranus is also going to hit you on November the 7th. So you got changes the way that you're doing things. I feel like you moved into this position of stability, or like calmness, a little bit of calmness when Taurus, because the Taurus transits your sign for 7 years. Uranus transits your sign for 7 years. Then it moves to the sign of Gemini for the past year. And it's going retrograding back into you. So yeah, you're going to start to see some things that maybe you like coming back around that you feel like you already dealt with, or just things that you can handle. Okay. Because what this is really ushering in is something new for you. It's ushering that in, but you got to be able to ride the waves. Okay. You got to be able to ride the waves and see your vision and like see how you want things to play out. Okay. Not controlling it, but releasing and allowing certain things to happen and to be taken away and to be moved and be changed and to go through these experiences, because there's definitely life-changing experiences that's coming for you. And with Venus happening in your 7th house, so maybe your partner or spouse is going through some changes as well that can affect you financially. And this, whenever you see Scorpio here, this could be taking away or gaining. It just depends. You do have support from other people in some sort of way. Someone's accruing debt because of it. It's either you or it's either them. Okay. Maybe you're trying to satisfy something that they want, or maybe they're trying to satisfy something that you want or desire. But nonetheless, relationships is a big focus. maybe you networking with someone, teaming up with someone. Like I said, if you join some sort of ranks like marriage or something like that, or your spouse is getting a raise, or having an increase or decrease in finances is going to affect you in some sort of way. This could be you as well. So you got to be careful who you work with and who you deal with, because this could be a gain in finances or not. This is good for doing business as well. So maybe you and your partner can work together on something, but doing business, maybe you can be able to network with the right people or join forces or teams with the right people for money or something that you're representing or you're doing. It could be picking up money or profit right about now. Okay. So, the more that you have some sort of interactions with others, probably the better off that you're going to be when it comes to making finances, because you got to show your skill set. You got to show what you're about. You got to show what it is that you do. And you're looking kind of attractive too. The more that you can be this and you can show up and readjust and make these changes as needed, you're looking pretty good, Taurus, in the work that you do. So don't be afraid. Like if you lost something, you feel like you lost work, or you feel like there's some changes that you need to make in order to. This could even be done with advertising. You see what I'm saying? Some sort of changes that you need to make in that area. I feel like people is going to be receptive of it. Yeah, and some of you guys can gain like lifetime support or affiliations through this as well. So you work better. You can do things alone, but you can work better in a partnership right about now. Or networking to people in some type of way, shape, or form, because there's money there. Now, granted, yes, you can lose too, but still, it's really more about what you are investing in. You get what I'm saying? It's more about, in order to determine how to navigate this is about you. Because if you feel like there's something that's not really above board, okay, you could be losing. You could be taking risks that you lose in. But if you feel like, like this is something that you checked out, it's been in the making already, okay, there's something you can benefit in. Let's go to Mars to tell what this is. Because Mars is going to be in Sagittarius in your 8th house of money, joint finances, taxes, your emotions, psychology. See, emotions, that's you sporadically doing things. With Mars being your 8th house. This could be addictions. This could be, hey, I'm going to cheat, or I'm going to get involved with this other person because I'm feeling a certain type of way. I'm going to eat this, and that because I want to emotionally eat. Whatever your vice is, that could be where you're taking the risk at. And you might have to step back and realize the type of changes that you want to make. And if this ain't you, this could be your partner. Because we could lose things through the people that we affiliate with, right? However, whatever we're seeing through other people is really directing us back to us. Watch the intro. And you want a deep, sacred relationship, serious relationships right about now. And things in places where you can invest your time, your money, your resources, and you gain from it. You don't want other people that's not present there with you in this. Okay. Definitely changes to relationships and relationship status. Okay. So keep that in mind. All right. So Taurus, thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, because I will be back covering more transits that's happening this month. All right. Thank you. Hello, Aries. So Aries, right now you're having a full moon in your your 2nd house. So wow, spending money, possessions, there might be something that you have to let go of, or that needs to be fixed or repaired when it comes to something you own or you possess, and making changes in that area, spending money, Taurus is not necessarily, I consider it more of the 6th house bills and responsibilities, but 2nd house could be bills as well. But I don't know, something is just not worth it to you anymore. And you just feel that it's not, I don't know if you're feeling devalued or the type of changes that you want to make. You're looking and you're seeing how much you let something go. Some stuff in your life needs to be upgraded, but you're going to have to let go of it, or it's not going to work, or it's going to malfunction or something until you're able to upgrade it. And you might have to get something new or let something go. Like I said, Uranus is here. Oh my gosh, on November the 7th, really putting the emphasis on this even more. You're feeling some type of way because there's some things you've been holding on to tightly, but changes are inevitable. However, you're going to be more eccentric with certain things. You might change up, like if in order to, when we change the way we see ourselves or the things that we're working on, things that we value, sometimes we change the way that we show up. Okay? This is no different for you. I just kind of feel like you're tired of holding on to stuff. And you might let a lot of it go. This could be emotionally, this could be physically. But it's bringing in new stuff. It's bringing in new stuff, Aries. Okay, so listen, and it's making room. So you're going to have Venus showing up inside of your 8th house of Scorpio. So this is deep, transformational, emotional patterns that you're breaking. You're looking at it, baby. Because I could tell stories. I have stories for days, but I know an Aries that was telling me, that was talking to me just today about her usual patterns with stuff. Like typically certain things that happen, her ex hit her up. Her ex-husband hit her up. Even though he sucked in the marriage too. Even after they get a divorce, he was coming back around and she was still giving him the time of day. And you know, it would be just so easy to be like, him to tell her how she was the best at doing whatever A, B, C, or D. And as an Aries, oh, that's all you need to hear sometimes. And then it's like, okay, well, we can go, we can do this, we can, you know. And then she was like, he hit her up and he's like, hey, you want to go on a ride on my bike? And she was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. For what? She just told me this today. And this transit, this is right on time for this transit for y'all. That is her literally saying where she has let herself go. And she has allowed just what she knows, who she's always been, how should I say it? Because not really interact, but you know, just interfere with what she really wants in life, who she really is, where she really wants to be. And it calls for a psychological transformation. And this is here for you because there's more money to be made, baby. I don't know. Some of y'all might take out some sort of loan. Some partner or something that you're dealing with might put you in debt because you have to borrow money or give money or help them out in some type of way. I'm just going to tell you, you could be losing money or something like that as well. It's up to you whether you want to help them, Aries. But that could be coming up. But there's something deeper happening here. There is something deeper happening here. And you're realizing that you did a lot of what you did for love, like, and to be wanted, to be desired, to have what you want, to help and bless other people that you're close to, that you love with what they want. But at the same time, you question whether you were getting what you really want on an intimate level. That looks different for you now because that's what you want. And you realize that that's not what you've been having. For a lot of y'all. You may get closer with a relationship partner for some of y'all. You could meet somebody to where you guys bond over trauma. So be careful with that. Or you can pick someone, or you can make it be where you bond over transformation, what you want to become. And you're picking up in love. You're not even, it doesn't matter. It could pass you by. Your whole thing is you don't want to deal with the same patterns that you have been dealing with financially. You want to upscale all of this. You want to change all of this. You do understand that. And you're making the necessary changes because this is how you're showing up. So where you left off at in possessions, how you seen yourself, what was familiar to you, what's comfortable for you, you're about to take some leaps and bounds out of that comfort zone. And you don't give a rat's ass what anybody has to think about it. Major transformation is going to lead to in love, relationships, and money. Wow. And possessions. Okay. Because what's clear is clearing out so you can get something that you really want. All right. Aries. And some of y'all might realize something that you thought that you really wanted, you don't really want. It's like, well, what for? You were only doing it to feed your psychological and emotional needs at the time. You had to prove to yourself something. But now it's maybe even trying to prove stuff to other people. But now it's like, what is it to prove? If you got to do all of that, what is it for? Thank you, Aries. Like the video, subscribe to the channel because you know I'll be back.